This story will make you have a different view on life. A long time ago, a terrible famine struck the land of Mbe the tortoise. Food was scarce and only the wealthy could eat. But Mbe, clever though he was, had nothing. His family starved and his old mother was growing weaker day by day. Desperate, Mbe set out on a long journey. He had heard that in a distant land, food was plenty. For 7 market days he walked until at last he arrived. The people there, knowing of his cunning reputation, took him before their king. The king looked at him and said, "Mbe, I have heard of your tricks. Let us see your wisdom. Take this single grain of maize. In 7 days, bring me a wife using only this seed. If you succeed, I will make you a chief. But if you fail, you shall die." Mbe's heart pounded, but he bowed. "So be it," he said, and set out with the grain of maize. That night, Mbe lodged with a kind villager. As they sat together, Mbe spoke of his grain of maize, saying it could fill 7 sacks if cared for properly. While they spoke, the man's cockerel darted forward and swallowed the grain whole. Mbe cried loudly, claiming his life has been ruined. The villager, guilty and afraid, offered Mbe the cockerel as compensation. Smiling inwardly, Mbe accepted. At the next village, Mbe asked for shelter again. His host placed the cockerel in the pen with goats and sheep, but at midnight, Mbe strangled the bird himself and returned to bed. In the morning, when the host found the cockerel dead, Mbe cried louder than anyone. Afraid of being blamed, the host gave him a goat as replacement. The following day, Mbe stayed with a wealthy man who owned many cows. His goat was tied to their pen for the night, but by morning, the goat was found dead. Mbe raised a great cry, lamenting his only goat. The wealthy man, anxious to avoid trouble, quickly gave Mbe one of his cows. On his way again, Mbe came upon a funeral. A child had died. The family was grieving deeply. Mbe, ever sly, joined their mourning, wailing louder than the parents themselves. When the time came to bury the child, Mbe made an offer. He would give them his cow in exchange for the child's body. Seeing no harm and grateful for such a valuable gift, the family agreed. Mbe dressed the corpse in fine clothes and strapped it on his back and continued. At dusk, he arrived at the home of a wealthy man with 2 daughters. He claimed to be a healer traveling with a child. Out of kindness, the man welcomed him. That night, Mbe persuaded his host to let the child sleep between the 2 daughters, saying the cold was harsh. By dawn, Mbe raised an uproar. "Ugomma, my child, wake up!" he cried. But of course, the child was lifeless. He ran to the man, accusing the daughters of slaughtering his child in the night. The villagers gathered, and seeing the body, they believed the story. To silence the scandal, the father gave Mbe one of his daughters as compensation. Triumphant, Mbe returned to the king with the young woman. He told the tale of how a single grain of maize had led him step by step to a wife. The king, astonished at his cunning, kept his word. He gave Mbe a high title, making him one of the chiefs of the land. And so, with wit and cunning character, Mbe turned a single grain of maize into wealth, honor, and a wife, proving once again why the tortoise is known as the cleverest of all animals. Tell me in the comments what you actually learned from this story. Outside Storytelling, we supply granite chippings used for construction. Do well to contact the number displayed on the screen to place your order.